Hello, and welcome to Nerdy Folks Podcast, where conversations about nerdy things inspire deeper faith in Jesus. My name is Matthew Seipel Anderson, back at it on the mic, ready to talk nerdy with you. It's going to be fun. We're talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, if you're like me, and if you're like Katie, you may have had sort of a lackluster reaction to this. So let me just play a little clip of us talking about it. We went off on a little tangent while recording our previous episode, which was about Spider Noir. Go check that one out because it was really fun to do. And we just weren't that excited in that moment. So maybe you're feeling like we're feeling. I'm going to let you listen in on that conversation. Here we go.
I just Googled it. There are 10 feature-length movies where Spider-Man is the central protagonist. And they're all between 2002 and 2023. That doesn't even account the non-feature-length movies, like all the different shows. Because there's even like the little kid version TV show of Spider-Man. So if you count all the shows too. And there's got to be a Spider-Man that's older than 2002.
Yes, and upon further research, I can confirm there was a sweet-looking movie put out in 1977 called simply Spider-Man. And it was a full-length movie, but it also kicked off the television series The Amazing Spider-Man. And then, if that wasn't enough, apparently it wasn't, they made 2 sequels, Spider-Man Strikes Back and Spider-Man The Dragon's Challenge. I wonder if that one had ninjas. That brings to mind the old Bruce Lee movie Enter the Dragon, and it's the right era for that kind of thing. Interestingly, Spider-Man Brand New Day, if you watch the trailer, that trailer's got ninjas. And after watching the trailers, after learning a little bit more about the movie, I have to admit, it's not enough. I need another Spider-Man movie. I'm so excited for this. In this movie, we've got the old gang coming back. We've got Spider-Man, MJ, and Ned. And then we've got a whole slew of really amazing supporting characters just going through. We've got the Punisher, the Hulk, we've got Scorpion, Tombstone. Interestingly, Tombstone, he was in Spider Noir, so that was cool. And then we've got some very mysterious characters, of course, the ninjas. Some people are saying that they think Jean Grey from the X-Men is going to be in this. That would be a really interesting crossover. And if that's not enough to whet your appetite, a quick Google search will reveal that this movie is testing really well with test audiences. They're coming out giving it high marks, and people are pre-ordering tickets like crazy. So there's definitely some momentum and some excitement building around this movie. That's also in part because this is leading us towards Avengers Doomsday, which I think people are really excited that Marvel now has a new focal point. They've moved beyond Kang and the controversy that happened with that. It's a brand new day, as the movie says. One commentator I listened to mentioned that this is almost a soft reboot of the Spider-Man character to prepare for more movies going forward. They do have 2 other movies for sure planned with this particular rendition of Spider-Man. And so they're definitely like setting the deck for, or setting the game board for what's to come. They even introduced this idea that Spider-Man is evolving, like his DNA is evolving, and I think that's really interesting way to give him some new powers, kind of give him a little bit of a facelift as far as the character is concerned. It's also a way to bring in mutation into the MCU in a more direct way, which is going to prepare us for X-Men. The whole lore of X-Men is around humans' DNA mutating to give them powers. And as you may or may not know, the X-Men are slated to return to the main MCU. They're going to do X-Men movies and have X-Men involved in all the things. So we're going to be seeing a lot of this in the future. You know, this concept of evolution is used a lot in science fiction. It's like a staple of the genre, probably because it's so important in the science world, like the actual science world. And this is a show where we like to take a nerdy conversation and use it as a faith builder. And here's a question that I would like to ask in regards to evolution and faith. Is evolution a stumbling block for your faith? Some people, it doesn't really bother them. They're like, I don't know, I don't really think about it much. Faith is faith, science is whatever. But for some people, it is a stumbling block. It's something that bothers them. It's something that feels like it clashes maybe with, church doctrine or what they were taught. I understand that point of view because it was a big stumbling block for me, and I went through a very long evolution personally in regards to my thinking on this topic. And I'm not going to share my whole process, my whole journey. But I'm just going to say this. I would like to give you a recommendation, just from someone who's into this topic, who loves science personally. I like to read science news. I feel like it's part of this podcast. In the past, I would have given a different recommendation, but as of right now, where I'm at, I would recommend the book The Language of God by Francis Collins. I would say I've read many, many, many books and articles on this topic, and this is head and shoulders the best one I've ever read. Francis Collins, he led the Human Genome Project, so he is a very mainstream scientist. His name is in all the science textbooks because he's literally an extremely famous scientist. And his Human Genome Project, that group, they mapped the human genome. And that's an amazing thing. And you know what's really cool? A little side note, little side story that you will learn about in the book Language of God, because it talks about his faith journey and also about his scientific journey. And there was a race happening between the Human Genome Project, which was a government-backed project, and a private science organization. And I'm so glad that the Human Genome Project won and made that information public. And now any company can use that knowledge to develop cancer treatments and gene editing treatments to cure genetic maladies. So amazing. And it was spearheaded by a follower of Christ. He became a Christian later in life. His science is, like I said, cutting edge, and he has navigated and walked through how to integrate evolution into his understanding of Scripture. And it's a really, really beautiful human story. I highly recommend the book. It's not like only a hard science book. It's, like I said, it's part memoir and it's part apologetics. If this topic interests you, check out the book The Language of God by Francis Collins. It will encourage you. It will give you some amazing food for thought. And who knows, maybe it will set your life on a course you never anticipated. Well, hey, if you want to support what we're doing here on the podcast, you can find some links in the show notes to do so. Head over to nerdyfolks.com to check out all the episodes, and there are ways to give on our website as well. Hey, until next time, we love ya. Take care. God bless. Let us know in the comments if you are pumped for Spider-Man, and I'll be talking to you again soon. All right. Bye-bye.